YouTube, we back with another tutorial, man. Today we're going to showcase a drop fade. I'm going to show you guys how to keep it very simple and very efficient while doing a nice drop fade. So always want to start out with a good consultation, get an understanding of what the client is looking for, and you want to comb through and pick through the hair so you notice any imperfections or areas you might have to take an awareness to. So I see my client has a light spot on this lineup in that middle right. And all I'm doing here is I'm just prepping it with some spritz wherever I'm going to line it up at. So now we can let that settle while we do our fade. And when we come back with the liners and put a line up on them, it's going to be locked and loaded, ready to go. So all we're doing here is taking our client's hair down to the desired length. We're going to go with the one with the grain, so to keep it dark but also a nice transition. So I'm going to do that all the way around the head, and I'm going to let that play through. You always want to be mindful of someone's growth pattern when doing against the grain or with the grain, because the hair doesn't grow in the same direction all around the head. So now we're simply setting in our first guideline with our clipper we're going to be fading with. This is so we're not struggling all day trying to fade out that bottom line. And you see me using reference points, looking from side to side, so I make sure the fade is equally balanced on both sides. You want to make sure your fade is symmetrical all the way through. Now I'm just starting with the lever open. I'm going up about a ½ inch to an inch to set that first guideline. And like I said, we're going to be efficient with what we have in our hand. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out that top fade for the beard. And to do this, I'm going to keep the lever open, and I'm simply going to breeze past that top guideline just to give it a contrast from light to dark. And I can flip it back and keep it open and go half and then go close, attacking that guideline, simply going up a little bit each time I open up my lever. This is so we don't have to spend all day fading the beard. This keeps the beard full, gives it a nice blend, and immediately we're going in to attack that fade. Bottom line, we got the lever closed, and then we open the lever halfway up and just flick a little bit past the guideline. And since we went with the one close, we're not going to go higher than a 1.5 guard close against the grain for that top fade. Now we're going to debulk back down to that top guideline you see, starting with the 1.5 guard close. And we don't got to spend all day with this guard because we already went with the one with the grain. And so immediately we're throwing in that half guard. We're going to start halfway open, and then we're going to go closed. So right now, that 0.5 guard is halfway open. And I'm just working my way gradually down the fade, making sure to use my teeth, because we don't want to place too many guidelines. We don't want to place any more guidelines than we already put. And you can see that fade coming together. This haircut was a 30-minute cut and beard, just off using systems and being efficient. This is something that you guys can achieve. And now we're back, lever open briefly. You see that line, we're just flicking past it with our corners. Not trying to spend too much time, because at the end of the day, it's going to pop to us once we put the lineup on any areas that we need to come back and detail. And I know I'm moving at a pretty fast pace. This is a normal shot pace. So if it's kind of fast for you, go ahead and slow the video down or rewind as much as you need to. So I wanted to show you guys that side, and now I'm going to let the other side just play out and do its thing. When I'm going through my fade steps, I only like to keep my lever closed halfway open and all the way open, just to set some parameters for myself to not get so much caught up on trying to detail the fade to perfection the first way through. So once we put our lineup on, we can go back and notice any dark spots and then attack them at that time. And this saved my haircut time so much because I used to spend like an hour to an hour and a half trying to make sure the fade was perfect and everything was perfect before I went to the next step. And all this is doing is holding us up. So you want to have some rules and parameters you give yourself to allow yourself to speed up your whole fade process. Like for this video, since I know that I went with the grain with that one close when taking the hair down to the desired length, I didn't go past the 1.5 guard fully closed because I knew anything higher than that, it would be no point of cutting because it achieves about the same length. That 1.5 guard close going with or going against the grain, I'm sorry, just helps clean up that one with the grain a little more. And so we just working our system and everything is coming together. The last thing we're going to do is connect both sides in the back. Notice I didn't spend too much time with that 1.5 guard on there. It was just really a cleanup. And when we do our lineup, we always want to check our mirrors to make sure we see the high side or the low side, or which vertical bar we might want to start off with. But I always like to start off with the vertical bars for the most part because this can help the lineup pop out a little bit more to your eye, and you can line those up symmetrically. And pretty much placing the C cup in that top line will be easy as 1, 2, 3. Basically, you'll see how it comes together after I place these vertical bars on there. The vertical bars in, now all we got to do is play connect the dots in a sense. And I always like to start off going to the side that's a little bit higher. So that right side is a little bit higher naturally. So that's the corner we're going to work our way towards first. And then we're going to balance the other side to make sure we can get this lineup as symmetrical as we can. You see how that nice crisp finish is coming with the lineup. That's just from placing that spritz on there and letting it lock in place. So everything's good to go and it's prepped. And it's giving that nice look that we want to as we line it up. Checking everything, making sure it's balanced. And we want to keep our C cups uniform. We don't want to exaggerate the curve. We want to stay with the natural growth pattern. Man, look what happened when you prep that skin. And this also, the clients play a major part as well. You want to make sure they come with clean hair and skin. You want to let them know to wash their hair before they come get your service. Some people offer that as a service, but I don't offer the shampoo as my part of my service. So I always like to ask my clients to come with their hair already clean. And it's pretty much coming together. You see we have our trim in our hand, so we're going to utilize it right there and clean up that hair that was underneath the fade while we can. Keeping that beard line out full as possible, but also trying to stay with this natural growth pattern. And this is a trick to make sure the C cups are uniform on both sides. Take a measurement with your comb and keep that same placement and go ahead and lock it in on the other side. Always check. And I'm taking my time with the lineup process. I'm not trying to rush it. Just letting it all come together naturally. Let me know how you guys are liking these form of videos. I can drop some raw footage of the full haircut too if the normal pace or seeing the whole process helps you guys understand everything better, because I do speed up certain parts to make it more digestible. But leave any comments and feedback on what you guys think about this formatting of the video. And as we clean up the bottom hair underneath the fade, we're just taking note of any areas that we'll need to detail when it's that time. And so with the beard, I like to always ask my client where do they like to keep their neckline, and make sure you're not too sharp with your trimmer underneath the neck, because this is a more sensitive area and you want to be mindful of the client. And I just like to follow the shape of the line in the jawbone structure with that trimmer. Just clean it up just a little bit. Just doing the same thing on the other side. Finishing touches, add that razor. This will make the haircut last a day or two longer, getting that stubble, those small little hairs that the trimmer necessarily didn't get. Make sure you're stretching the skin, gliding the razor at a 30-degree angle, trying not to nick the client. You always want to keep the client's beard full as possible unless they request you not to. You always want to get that figured out in the consultation. This client in particular likes to keep the beard full as possible, so if he were to try to make it connect, it would be very low. You see, it would kind of be like one of those chin straps in a sense, which is nothing wrong with that if the client prefers that, but he wants to keep the beard full as possible even though it doesn't connect all the way at the top. Same thing on both sides. We just pulling the skin, gliding the razor, 30-degree angle, letting that beard naturally shape itself where it wants to be placed at, full as possible. Always check both sides. You want to make sure everything is always balanced. Look at my dog checking himself out in the camera. But now we just going back through, detailing any dark spots, bringing the cut all the way together. But that's the full tutorial on the drop fade. I like to keep it simple. I don't like to do too much with the guards or anything else. I like to have a simple, repeatable process for any client. This is very much similar haircut to my last client I uploaded. He also has a drop fade, and notice we didn't do too much different. We just did a little more clipper and comb with the last client, but we used the same guards to achieve the same type of fade. Let me know how you guys feel about this one. Nice, clean, simple process. Nice and clean quality haircut. Any feedback is always appreciated, and I'll catch you in the next one.